So I see some introductions. Adewale Aderinsola. Interesting. You work as an event planner. Awesome. Okay, I see Bukun. I see David Adedeji. I see James, software engineer. I see. Okay, Bukun wants to be able to improve his skills and be able to teach other people. Okay, cool. Kelvin. He's transitioning from aviation. Whoa, aviation. Awesome. Okay, so he's trying to transition into tech, but he's determined. Okay, awesome. Chidima, Lashion. Okay, I see Faith, fashion designer, product designer. Awesome. Okay. This is really interesting. Uh, Okay, so I will be starting with an introduction of my own self. I'm giving a bit of introduction. I'll tell you guys my story, how I got to where I am right now, and then I'll tell you guys. I'll give you guys some guidelines of or expectations, basically. Then, in the meantime, if you have questions, please keep your questions coming in. If you have one or two or 10 questions that are on your mind that you've wanted to ask somebody in tech or someone in product design for a while, please go on, ask your questions. Before I continue, do you guys prefer it with the music in the background or without the music? I want to know what you think. Yeah, I want to know whether I should put it on. Daniel Bamidele, I just want to chill with the big boys. Very funny. Very funny. Okay. So let me know with the music or without the music. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. No music. Okay. That's one person. Let others. Let me reduce it first. With the music. Light music won't hurt no one. Okay. I think more people prefer the music then. Okay. So I got into tech 10 years ago, about 10 years ago. Someone said without the music. Okay. We'll have to vote very soon. It's a tie right now. Okay, so I got into tech about 10 years ago. Um, many people that know me, those that know me, would know that I didn't go to a conventional university. I mean, conventional school actually. I didn't go to polytechnic or university, or I didn't graduate from anything. Okay, some people, I think most people love the music. Okay, let me find something calmer. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I actually did not go to any conventional university, and let me see, and that usually shocks a lot of people. I don't know why, but out of high school, straight away out of high school, I went into that secondary school. I stumbled on tech. I literally just stumbled. I saw the building while going somewhere with my dad, and we literally just walked into the building, and that was how I got introduced to software engineering. So I actually started as a programmer. I was writing codes, and it was cool. Like I said, guys, before I continue my story, please, if you have questions, if you have something you want to learn from this set of sessions, or something in particular you want to hear from me today, please go ahead and drop it. There'll be a Q&A session after I'm done with my story. My story is going to be very short. Today is more about taking your questions. Um, Next sessions will be something deeper, but today is kind of freestyling. So please type something, say something you want me to say. Like I want to hear from you guys. Okay, so as I was saying, I basically stumbled on tech, and from there I gravitated towards design because I love the users. I love talking to people. I love fixing people's problems, and for me to do that, I needed to understand certain theories. I needed to what's it called? I needed to basically understand users. I needed to be able to research. I needed to be able to do all these kind of things. I'll still try to take you guys through the average day of a product designer. I'll talk about that. But yeah, so I basically just found myself in it. And because I love people, I started teaching people. I didn't want people to stumble as much as I did, which is what informed this. And so I just have to say, even though I didn't attend a conventional university, some people might think, oh, so I'm limited. No, not really. I actually I recently just got admission. I've gotten admission into several UK universities actually for my master's in previous years. And now I actually have two admissions into two UK universities if I wanted to pursue that. I'm still trying to consider it. So, yes, I got into design about 5 years ago, product design. And I first worked in my career, I worked in a background check company. Then from that, I worked, okay, in that one, I was working as a UI designer and a front end developer. From that one, I moved on to another company, a logistics company, where I worked as a UX designer. Then I became a senior UX designer there as well. Let me see. From there to where I am right now, where I'm a senior product designer in a fintech company. Yeah, and then I teach design, of course. So that's really like my life, and I have heard what you guys do already. So that's my life in a very, very like in a nutshell. Um, I think something a particular question I get a lot from people is, what does your day look like when you say you're a designer, UX designer, or you're a product designer? What does your average day look like? And then what do you do? Gone, gone, gone. Like our Yoruba people will say, what exactly do you do? Um, okay, so first misconception that people have about what I do is that they think I just create pretty designs. Yes, I create pretty designs, but most of the time, I think I spend about 80% of my time actually in meetings. I spend most of my time talking and having meetings and things like that. So, which is fun for me. But yeah, so I have that. That's basically doing research. So let me give you guys an example for those that may not understand this. So an example is someone reaches out, says they want to build an app. They want an app. And the first thing we have to do, or the first thing I have to do as a product designer, is to find out what exactly do you want to build and who do you want to build it for. That second question is the most important one, which is what we call user research. So um, that's the very first that's the very first step in the whole process of being a product designer or UX designer, user research. And I say that because um, UX could be complex. UX design, I mean, the whole field could be complex. It's a big field, so it depends on how you look at it. I like to let people know there are different things that I do as a product designer, which means that there are specializations. And depending on what you do right now, you could fit into one of these specializations and just plug in. So let me list a couple of specializations that are in UX design. And before I talk about your expectations, some of the messages I got from you guys when you were filling the form, and then moving on. Okay, so let's see. The first specialization I've just mentioned is research. So I have a friend that is a user researcher. She's a researcher. She does not design nothing in Figma, nothing, and she earns a lot. She's been earning before I started earning. She's even been in the field before me, and she's still in it. So there are those group of people that specialize. They're just user research. These people go out, talk to the users, research the business, research potential users, compile the results, and hand it over to the next person. Then we have UI designers. These are the people that create the pretty designs. Let me say it that way. UI design. UI means user interface. Interface is basically what you interact with. That is like your mobile phone or laptop. Those are the people that design those things. Like on YouTube right now, somebody designed this, right? Somebody literally put all the pixels together. Somebody moved the typography, put the right text and all those kind of things. That's the UI designer. We have another group of people we call UX writers. So this one is, I mentioned this because if you're someone that loves writing, maybe you like journaling a lot, you like writing, you like words, you like playing with words a lot, then UX writing might be for you. So please quickly just note some of these things. Anyone that resonates with you, you can research on it, and then that's something you might want to hone in on. Not don't need to be a generalist. Okay, somebody said I get easily distracted. Okay, so let me just put on the music. Okay, so there is a UX writer, so that's basically people that love writing. You might be able to easily fit into that in tech. So I'm saying that for you. If you're someone that likes all the specializations I'm mentioning are the specializations in design. I would maybe next time we have maybe next week, our next session, I'll go a bit broader into tech to let you guys know all the different things in tech. For those that don't want to be product designers, but you want to be in tech, then something that you can plug into. So moving on, I've mentioned UX researcher, I've mentioned UI designer, I've mentioned writer. We have people that we call testers, usability testers. Don't worry, I put up the music, I put it off. So we have testers. So because when you finish designing, you need to test it to see that, okay, the people we designed for, is this actually what they wanted? Did we do what they wanted? Then that's another specialization, testers, right? Okay, we have another group of people that we can call them strategists, UX strategists. So this is more of a high level role that people usually graduate to us, but because these people are more of thinkers, they're the ones that coordinate brainstorming session, that is where people sit down together and come up with ideas, stuff like that. So um yeah, so we have a lot of specializations. Those are the ones top of my mind. Those are the five like that I remember very well. Those are the most popular ones, but there are several more. So I always like to let people know the specializations, because when we dig into, maybe in one of our future sessions, when we dig into the whole process of UX design, it could sound or seem daunting, but it doesn't have to be daunting. Just look at it like different specializations within one discipline. That's just it, right? Okay, so that is it for that. Please let me know if you have any questions. Remember, please go ahead, ask your questions. If I have said something that you don't understand, just ask. If I have said something that is confusing or you want me to explain more on something, just note it down. I will take it in a bit. I'm seeing a couple of comments already, and I'll respond to them in a moment. So that's basically specialization in UX, and yeah. Now I got a whole lot of people registered for this session. I'm sure some people will try to join the session soon. Meanwhile, this is not going to be a very long session. It's probably just 30 minutes to 45 minutes actually. So but let me read some of the responses I got. Okay, let's see. What do you want from the session? I got a couple of people saying they want me to design along with they want to design along with me. That is a live design session. They want me to review designs, assistance with job applications. I got some people say I just want to learn. That's what somebody said. Somebody said I just want to learn. Someone said I want to learn about UI UX design. I want assistance with job application. Okay, job links. How can I learn and how can I fit in? If there's something more specific you want, please don't forget, just drop it in a comment. Let's see. Somebody else said, how do I switch my career into tech? How do I switch from career into tech UX? Let me see. Someone else said, okay, sound knowledge about tech and design. Someone else said, I desire to learn something new. Okay, let's see. I got a lot. So someone said network. Okay, networking. I want a network and I want job links. Someone said design accountability. Someone said to become tech savvy and land a job. That one is very broad though. Okay, someone said internship where I can develop myself on the job and get reviews. Okay, so I got a couple of that which is cool, which is really cool. Let's see. Then different stages that people are in. That was another question I asked, and most people are. Let me see. Well, I got a couple of people that are saying I don't even know what UX design is. Many people say I'm complete beginner. So I got a couple of junior designers. So we have a lot of junior designers here. But we also have a whole lot of non-techie people that are trying to transition into UX design. A lot of people, I don't know what UX design is. Okay. So I got a lot of this. Okay, so I have software engineers that are trying to transition into UX design. That's cool. Okay, so wow, there's actually a lot of data. I have like maybe almost 200 almost 200 data here from different people. So that's pretty cool. So what I think we will do, and this might change, is that next week I think we'll do a crash course on what UX design is, on how your current background, what you currently do, can fit into you being a UX designer. So we'll touch on that next week. And then I think we'll also deal with, again, what I just covered, which is specializations in UX. And I think this one is important because many people might be like, well, all I studied was banking and finance. So which one is UX design? How do I even get into this? So we'll cover that next week. So next week, I think that's what we're going to do next week. You guys will get an email from me, of course, on details of this. But what I would like you guys to do, I'm already giving you guys one assignment. By the way, these sessions might be intense in the sense that I would love to give you guys like bits and pieces of assignments, things you can do, so that in our sessions it can be interactive and you tell me what you think. We'll have that banter back and forth, and we'll both learn both ways. So I think that's how our sessions are going to be. So my first assignment for you guys is to tell me what UX design is. It's not a classwork, it's an assignment. So you can go ahead and shoot me an email. I'll read and I'll respond. Actually, for those that sent me emails, you know I responded to you. So shoot me an email if you like, or you can communicate that in the next session next week. So just tell me what UX design is. Tell me all the specializations you found online. Tell me how much you found out that UX designers earn. So that's three things. That's three things. Someone should please help me type what I said. The three assignments. First thing is, what is UX designer? What is UX design basically? What does a UX designer do? Same question. The specializations in UX and how much you find out that UX designer earn. I am a very practical person and I know money is a huge motivation. I know that once you hear how much people earn, even if your head was not going to understand it, somehow your brain will just realign. So I'd like you guys to do an assignment, those three things. What is UX design? What are the specializations in UX? All the specializations you found online. Go online and find out the specialization here. There are way more than the 5 I mentioned. Then the third one is, how much do UX designers earn? How much do UX designers earn? That is, do your research. Ask somebody. Put it online. Google it, whatever it is. And then maybe when you find the amount, then you can it might encourage you a bit. Okay, so those are the 3 assignments. Now it's time for me to take your questions. I want to take questions. I know a couple of questions have come in. For the rest of this session, I'll take questions. Let's see. Let's say for the next 15-20 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes, I'll take questions. So let me try to scroll up. Let's see. Okay, so I'll probably start from someone that said they okay, so this is Kelvin Atsu Onwu. Pardon me if I murder your name. I'm sorry. Even Yoruba names that I am Yoruba, I would probably still murder them. Okay, so I'm transitioning careers from aviation to design. It's been quite a challenge moving into an entirely different path, but I am determined to make a success of the decision. Awesome, like that's awesome. Determination is one big thing, and I will add to that you should be what's it called? What's it called when somebody is basically you should be eager to learn. I can't remember the right word. There's one particular English word we use for that. But basically, be eager to learn. Be inquisitive. Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was trying to remember. Be inquisitive. Be someone that likes to Google stuff. try be someone that likes to ask questions. When you're in a session with someone, ask questions. Like something pops into your head, you don't understand something. Don't be what's the word? Don't feel someone that I don't want to stand out. In short, stand out. That's the way for you to move on if you stand out. Let me see the next one I can see. I'm studying product design. I'm hoping to gain more insights to help me grow in the career path. Okay. Let me see. Okay, Emily Andrew, I'm a business owner. I'd like to know how you plan to merge the class with beginners and those that already have basic ideas about design. Okay, so like I said, I think I might have answered that already. So I said the first couple of sessions would be what's it called, would be basic intro, which is why I've given you guys this assignment. So it's going to be a two-way thing. You don't need anything big deal for now. Just use your phone, Google stuff, right? So don't worry. I hear people say I'm a pretty good teacher. So I could be patient to teach. So don't worry, you'll learn it. Um, for those that have basic ideas about design, I understand what those group of people want, and it's a different approach for those group of people. But everybody can learn in the same class, honestly, because our once we start doing the practicals, probably in the next training or the in our the upper one, where we would sit down behind the computer and you will design along together. You would even those that already know about design will realize they start learning things that they thought they knew already, but they just found out they didn't know that well. So junior designers and complete beginners can learn together here. Trust me. Okay, let's see. James, as a software engineer, I always depend on designers to come up with a design before I commence building stuff. My plan is to be able to design myself. How do I go about this? Okay, that's good. So, like I said, I started as a programmer, as a software engineer. So, I gravitated towards design. So, it's a good thing that you have some coding experience. It's not mandatory, actually. I know a lot of people that don't know anything about codes and they are really good as product designers. So, don't even bother about that one. But how do you go about this? Again, be inquisitive, be eager to learn. Do the assignments when I give them. If you don't do the assignments, I try sometimes to push people. I would probably send emails, I'll probably disturb some people to get involved in the process, but it gets to a point that I would probably not push anymore. So try to get involved in the process. If I give assignment like the simple one I've given now, go ahead and do it. There are videos that I will send to you guys. I would expect for you to watch. If I say you should watch something and design along, just do it. Don't think because I know this thing already. Why are they telling me to just design along? Just do it. Just do it. If you do it, you will see the benefits in it. Okay, let's see. Rachel, I'm a product designer in the fintech and I intend to upskill. Okay, okay, so I want to just focus on specific questions. Okay, can you learn UX research outside of UX design? You need to learn the basics of the whole process of UX design. The reason is because you need to understand how what you will do as a researcher, UX researcher, will fit into the other things that people are doing in the whole process of UX design. So it's good for you to understand the basics. You need to understand the basics actually. Then you now say, okay, UX research is what I want to focus on, which is a big field on its own, by the way. So if anybody studied psychology, maybe in school, maybe it was a course in your, I think most people study some extra course of psychology or sociology or something along research. You find out that you would fit in perfectly as a UX researcher if you have any of that inclination. Okay. For total beginners, would you advise to start with UX or UI or content design? Start with the basics. Basics is the whole UX process. Learn, at least have an idea, an understanding of what the process is about. Okay. UI, by the way, is a subset of UX. UX design is user experience design. UI design is user interface design. So, okay, I'm adding one more thing to our assignments. We'll find out the difference between UX and UI design. That's the fourth one. Find out the difference between UX and UI design. All these assignments I'm giving you guys are stuff you can Google and you get the knowledge. Okay, someone wants to learn product design, but it's been hard to combine both with work. Okay. Okay, so you might need to learn some time management skills. Find a way to find a way to manage your time very well. Right now, I'm a very, very busy person, but somehow what I try to do is that during the day I focus on certain bulk of my work. I try to rest when I need to rest. I don't chit chat as much as I used to chit chat. I don't You don't find me online just having endless conversations anymore. So if I need to, like, I work from home. So if I work, I take a nap. When I was working in the office, I shamelessly take a nap in the office. Like, I shamelessly. When I say shamelessly, I mean if I want to sleep, I'm even dramatic about it. I'll literally just wear my glasses, close my eyes, and sleep, and rest my head backward. And I sleep because I know what I'm chasing, right? I need to sleep so that I can recharge and do what I need to do next. So you might need to learn some time management skills, cut down on the excesses. David is asking me, why did you totally switch to product design from being a developer? As much as I loved coding, I was actually really good at coding because I love mathematics naturally. So I just gravitated more towards product design because I love users, I love people, and I wanted to create something. I wanted to be part of the people that are building something or designing something that people love, right? And I found that product design is the way to actually be sure that what the developers are building, those people that are coding, that what they are building is actually what the people want. So I found that that's the way, and that's why I stuck to it. What is UX design? Okay, that was the assignment. Okay, yeah, okay, that's the assignment. Somebody listed the assignment for us. Okay, thank you guys for listening now. What is UX? Okay, that's good. Out of the UI UX design scope, how do you schedule yourself between work, teaching, and life? Ah, that was a very tough question. So I was in a session yesterday with about 200 or almost 200 young ladies that are trying to get into technology, and I was asked a similar question. So it's like I'm having a deja vu right now. To be honest, I don't balance anything. You know, all those work-life balance and stuff that people used to say, it's all pretty stuff to me. I've not been able to balance anything. I don't know what that means. Because more so, I have a now 8 month old child. She's now 8 months. She's now 8 months old, but that girl is a handful. And many times my husband travels, like right now, it's not around. So, and I don't have help in the house. So, like, it's a bit crazy. So, and I work full time. And so, like I said earlier, I just have to tell myself, okay, I don't have free time like everybody else. And I know what I'm chasing. So what I am chasing is I want a better life. I don't want to continue exchanging my time for money. That's a goal I have. I'm seeing myself in the next 10 years not doing a lot of stuff that I'm doing right now, doing other kind of things. So for me to build that life, I have to prioritize. I have to know, okay, it's not my life to be and everybody's person. I'm going to offend people. There are people that have called me today, I did not pick their call, especially when I know that you're not adding to my life. Like, you're not moving my life forward. So I just don't bother. So my how I do that is more of, I try to do some time management. I try to write down my goals for the week on Sunday evenings. I'll try to I try to do that. I fail a lot of times. I have to tell you, I don't meet my goals sometimes, but I still do it. I still make sure I do it. Um, yeah, and then something else I do a lot is I delegate. Even though I work full time, I know what my strengths are. I know what I can do, like, very quickly. I know what I can be doing while I'm sleeping. And so those are kind of things I will do. And then the ones that I know that, okay, I may not be very strong in this, but somebody else is good at it. I'm not someone that is ashamed to ask for help. I would ask for help. And I recently learned that asking for help and being able to delegate is one of the great things about being a leader. Is one of the great things. If you are looking for promotion at work, you need to be able to delegate. I just learned it's not the overachievers that get promoted. I just learned that. Like, that's a big secret. They are the people that know how to get somebody else to do their job. Okay, let's see. Please, how much is the class? Who mentioned money? I don't know who is asking me that kind of question. I did not mention money for anything. I don't know. Maybe you are used to attending such kind of sessions that they will sell you something, 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 and in the end, they'll not tell you this is how much. This is not one of those places, though. So I don't have time for that. If I'm going to charge you for the class, I'll tell you in the first sentence. So sure you will know before you came. It's for free. Okay, I'm doing this for free. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. Ebube Chuku, do you think UX space is currently overflooded with people? If you want to major in UX design without the user interface part, how do you do it? I don't think it's overflooded. As a matter of fact, a lot of companies, a lot of businesses need UX design. Let me make this a bit clearer and simpler for you. UX design is nothing of its own. Technology, sure, the whole tech space is nothing of its own. All tech people do, developers inclusive, product managers, myself, UX designers included, UX, whatever it is we are doing in tech is enabling businesses, solving problems, solving real life problems. And let me give you an example. So on WhatsApp, I was giving this example in class yesterday. In my session, it was not in class actually. In my session yesterday, on WhatsApp, there's this thing where you send a message to somebody, but on the second touch, you're like, oh shoot, I'm deleting that. And you delete the message. When you delete the message, the person will ask you, so what did you delete? And I'm like, what the F? Like, I deleted it because I didn't want anybody to know that I deleted it. So now I have to explain to you why I deleted the message that I didn't want you to see in the first place. So that right there is a problem. What would a UX designer do? Is to first spot out the problem, which I have done. I'm using this as an example. And then the next thing the person will do is to find out whether other people are having the same problem as they are. So I'll probably just put it out there on my WhatsApp status. Oh, does anybody else find this thing annoying? So when somebody asks such a question, it's a research. That's UX research. That's UX research in the most basic form of it. And when I finish doing that, I'll analyze the data I get from maybe I get responses from 10, 20, 100 people, analyze the data, I come up with ideas. That is the work of a UX researcher. Somebody gets paid for that. In case you don't, and people get paid good money for that. I have worked on a project where I did just UX research, and to be honest, I got paid 650,000 naira for it. And I'm being raw and honest with you guys, and I got paid for that. And that was a work. I'd actually involved a group of people on the project, and I paid them. I paid them a couple of some amounts of it, logistics. Probably you pay for people's time and stuff like that. So you solve that problem. So I don't think that any field, any specializations in tech, the whole of tech is even flooded because there's always problem. There's something to solve. Traffic problem in Lagos. If somebody's going to solve it, you have to understand the problem. You have to research the problem, and that's research. You have to, if it's in the end, it's going to be a software solution. You probably have to design it. That's UI design. So it's not overflooded. If you want to major in UX design without the UI interface part, how do you do it? UX design, like I said, is a lot of discipline. It's the mother. There are many children under it. So you can't say you are majoring in UX design without the interface design. You can actually major in user interface part without UX design. Do you guys understand? I hope you understand what that means. Okay. This might sound dumb, but I'll ask anyway. What's the difference between UX design and UX research? Okay, so like I said, and I'm repeating myself again, we have a big body. The big body is called UX design. Under it, we have several subs, right? Which research is one of it. UX writing is one of it. UI design, that's the people that design the pretty stuff, is one of it. Testers are one of it. There are several, that's part of the assignment I gave to you guys, specializations. So it's not that there is a difference, it's that it's a subcategory of UX design. Okay, but still, I like that question. Go and Google it. Okay, Chidima is asking, how is augmented reality related to product design? Whoa, that's some heavy duty question. Okay, and how is AR the future of product design? This one sounds like an interview. Okay, let me see. So to be honest, I cannot say I know everything in tech, but let me tell you what I know. I know that there is always one next new thing. So speaking of future, there's always one next new thing in tech, because we as human beings, we are evolving every time. Our minds are evolving. So augmented reality is of course related to product design, because like I said, product design or UX design is about solving users problems, solving human beings problems, solving life problem. So augmented reality is a new solution to certain type of problems. So I like that question, and I think I'll meditate more about it. I'll meditate more about it. Ask me again in the next session, and I will have something more intelligent to say. But I like the question. Okay, someone's asking, can you please list the assignment again? My network was bad. Okay, first thing, what is UX design? What is UX design? Specializations in UX design. How much do you think UX designers make? And how much you make think UX designer make? And the last one I just added. What was the last one? I can't remember, guys. Someone should help me out. Okay. Do you think the product design field is saturated? Nope. The Nigerian product design field specifically, nope, it's not saturated. We have new companies coming up every second, even here in Nigeria. A lot of fintech companies, a lot of wealth tech companies, a lot of hospitals. In short, hospitality, health tech is another part of, is another big deal, and it's not being explored very well in Nigeria yet. So that right there is another field, and someone is going to wake up soon. In short, people are waking up already. So no, it's not saturated. And how can a product designer stand out amidst the crowd? I love that question, actually. I love that question. How do you stand out? You stand out by solving problems. Solve people's problems and you stand out. That means be quick to notice things. Thank you, Kayode. Yes, that's the last one. Difference between you and UX. Yes. So be quick to observe problems. And once you observe problems, it will be easy for you to stand out, observe problems, and be eager to solve them. What that means in later, like I gave you guys the WhatsApp example. Let me give you one more example. So I go to supermarkets sometimes, and there are different problems that happen that I notice when I go to supermarket. One of the problem is parking issue. Another problem is long queues. Another problem is theft of items in supermarkets. So those are problems that I've spotted. It is my job as a product designer to say, okay, maybe I want to let me solve this particular problem. Let me investigate this problem and attempt to solve it. That's how you can stand out, by solving people's problems. As a product designer, how do you handle a project that has time constraints on user research, design thinking process, or you are not required to do it? Ooh, that's a very tough one. And I think that's going to be like the second to the last question I'll take, because already quarter to six. We spent 45 minutes already. Um, ooh, that's a tough one. So in theory, we have different processes in the whole UX design process. There are different processes. However, when we learn these things, it's good for you to have the knowledge, but for you to apply the knowledge when you get to the field, when you are working on a live project, it's a different ball game altogether. You need to know how quickly to adapt to what's going on. You need to know which part you need to speed up, which part you need to quickly jump. Okay, so not every project requires you to do all the whole stretch of everything that needs to be done in UX design. Not every project that you need to research. Some projects, when it comes to you, somebody has done the research already, so you are just to pick it up from maybe UI designs. Some project, it is only user research they want. They just want data. Some other project, so it depends. I can't just answer that question broadly, right? But if a project requires all of them, then it needs to be clearly stated that this is the timeline. It's like when an architect tells a client that this is how much time it's going to take you or take me, take any professional to do this thing. And then the person says, no, I want it done in 2 weeks' time. I want my building standing in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so that's the difference between a quack and someone that knows what they are doing, right? So someone that knows what they are doing will reject that project right there, because you know that that's a problem waiting to happen. Okay, so let me see. Thank you guys and see ya. Bye.